exclamation mark. Okay. It's not showing up as live for me, but that's fine. Hopefully everyone can hear me. I can hear me, but I don't have to listen to myself through the internet. Come on, please load. How long is the delay on this thing? I don't want to start drawing anything until I know that I'm properly live. And what is our 9th session 54? It's still not live. Great. Do I start without being 100% sure if it's live, or am I even streaming to the right place? I'm pretty sure I am. Should be. The previous stream is working, everything seems to be okay. I don't know. Why is this so complicated? Nope, still offline. Okay, try again. Let's see if this works. If it's not working, then I don't really know what else I can do other than Google how to stream to YouTube. It appears like there's an actual option for it now, which there wasn't before, so maybe that's why it's balking up. Please, YouTube. Oh gods of YouTube. Hear me, answer my plea, and let me stream goddamn art. I know it's terrible, but I want to do it anyway. Oh. Come on. It's still showing as offline. I'm going to call it in a minute and try my other option. It's not working, is it? Oh, wait, we're live, hooray! I don't have to figure out how to do it. Stream again. Oops. Well, hopefully it sounds okay. Yay! Can you hear me? Agby in the YouTube chat is easier. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. If not, I'll have a faff with the settings again. Hey Jacku! Jack even. Philo Hazard. Whatevs. My pal Jack. How is the sound? Can you hear me? Hello, Matt. Ag. Small robot and Snorlax. Snorlax is the big one, right? Munchlax is the little one. Yeah, I think it's that way around. I am no expert, though I will get my copy of Pokemon Moon tomorrow. Sun, even. Sun seemed to have the better Pokemon in it, so that's why I got it. Though in hindsight, maybe I should have got Moon, because I tend to play video games quite late at night. Oh good, little quiet. Turn me up then, I guess. That's probably going to be easier than to edit all my stuff. Yes, I know there's a high encoding CPU usage, that's just too bad. Oh yeah, then the sexy 20 frames a minute. I'm not doing anything at the moment though. Don't know if I should reblog the link again. Probably not. Someone else should do it. I will close Tumblr. Okay. Drawing. It's a thing. Doing more Animal Crossings. It's been a while. I'll bring up the Animal Crossing wiki. Hold on. I'll do that in a minute. Let's do a quick recap of the one I've done so far, which is Sigmund the Horse. And Dave the Bird. With a slightly dodgy loot. That's fine. And then, oops. Broglan, Bearglan. And then I was going to do a Polygon Deer, but apparently this is as far as I got, so I guess we're picking up from here. I'll close all these. Goodbye. 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 Yeah. That's what I knew about Moon, but I think I went Sun in the end. Should be here tomorrow. Anyway, Animal Crossing Wiki, but not the one that I used to use when I was still playing it. It's just more of a guide. Wiki. There it is. And I need some deers. Deer. I need to find the exact one that I was modelling a poly on though. Dave, what a duck! It's just a bird. There's space in Animal Crossing lore, there are birds, but there's also like birds. Like there's bird characters that you talk to. And then like there's little birds which like sit on top of the notice board if there's a new notice, or you'll find them pecking around outside the gardening shop. If it's a click, it might be me like breathing in. I don't know what else it would be other than a microphone. Uh-oh. This thing has been knocked on the floor quite a lot of times, and I would not have any idea where to begin to fix it. This thing is pretty old. I've had it for at least 3 years, and it was secondhand. If anyone's got any ideas how to fix it, I can do my best, but if not, then I might just call the goddamn stream off, because oh, it's too much of a mess. Well, I should have got my references up first, but I was an idiot and did not. Now, which one was I using? Was it you, Lopez? I've got no idea. Zell? No, I don't think it was you. I could make it into you. Probably quite easy. Is the click still there? If it's consistent and has been going ever since I started, then I don't know. Again, I don't know what I can do about that. Do I have my thing? Oh, thank you for mentioning that. Maybe a little hasty, since I may have to call it off if there are problems I cannot fix. This one looks like a good one. I actually draw some goddamn art. Okay, I think this is the one that I was originally looking at. Yeah, there we go. Go back to the beginning again. Ugh. I haven't got the head quite the right shape, but that's fine, and I cannot be asked to do anything about it now. Well, unless I stop the stream and start it again, there's not really anything I can do about the sound issue. I'll try doing it, maybe I'll fix the mic issue. Yeah, I'll do that, I'll be back in a second. Boosted the mic volume, it appears to have gone up by the looks of it. Hope it hasn't balked anything else up in the process. Guess you'll tell me in about 30 seconds when it's caught up. Till then, I will look at my drawers. Oops. Was this done in... It was on a thinner line. I think it was also done in... Low opacity. Oops. Yeah, that's better. Oops. There's only windows open. Oh dang. I don't know what to do with the popping. I'm sorry. If it's really intrusive, I will have to call it off, but I don't know what else there is to do. I could Google it, But I don't even know what kind of mic this is. It says Pro Sound on it, but beats me what that means. I could Google it. Mic popping. Let's see what comes up. How frequent is it, the popping? I mean, I can soldier on, but if no one's going to tune in because the popping is putting everyone off, then there's not really any point, is there? Yeah, your weird robes are probably on, even as a deer. Every second. Huh. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. It might be the mic finally giving up on me. I'd have to like call someone on Skype to be able to know, like if they heard it as well, then it would be the problem with the microphone rather than OBS. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Sorry. So I could try and go on with it, but if it's really annoying everyone, then I may call it off. So I can figure out what's wrong, and then I'll know next time. Or see if my YouTuber friend has any second-hand microphones. I like being friends with her. I mean, I get a lot of cool stuff second-hand. Got this mic, got my giant TV. She said she'd give me one of her Skylanders. May as well go on. Okay. If you're sure. I'll ask her if she's got any second-hand microphones. She just moved in with another streamer, so they have like 10 monitors between them and stupid things like that. It always gets me messed up about the proportions in Animal Crossing characters because they're very weird and it's not at all like how I normally draw. I have to like force myself to go, no, yes, this is what they actually look like. They're just so weird in terms of like body shape and stuff. It just feels wrong. Oh yes, I know it's stupid the amount of monitors they've got on there. It's just ridiculous. I might go visit her in person. It's my sister's birthday soon, and like my sister and her friends aren't like that loud as teenagers go, but they're loud enough that I might evacuate the building, and I can go see it for myself. Okay. My little hoovesies. Aww. Not played this game for a while. It's that kind of game, like you play it obsessively for about 3 months. Kind of like The Sims. I think it lasts a little bit longer than The Sims does though. And then you leave it for a while, and then you usually go back to it and play it obsessively for another 3 months. That kind of game. I've been playing Fallout, mostly, as anyone who knows me on Skype will have or Twitter will have heard me screaming about how much I guess I enjoy it. Like, it's not as good as Fallout 3. Mostly because I can't get into my character as much because of the whole baby husband. And like, because the character's voiced, it feels like someone else's character and not mine. Though, in terms of timeline, my original Fallout 3 character would still be out there. But 29. 29-year-old egg out there somewhere in the wasteland. I like the little references that there are to Fallout 3. I probably should be talking non-stop about Fallout 3 though. This is a PATHCO stream. Let's talk about PATHCO. I've been working on my module. It's quite hard. I don't know how everyone does it. I don't even know like where to begin really. It goes against how I do stories. Because I do the story by writing down any old dumb thing that comes into my head. And then I'll go back and change it later. But you kind of have to plan everything out at the beginning with the D&D module, so it just doesn't really compete with my brain. So I might plan it in like little bits, do it one chunk at a time. This leg is not fat enough, it needs to be fat leg. So I might do like, you know, one chunk and then see where the party appear to be going and then do the next chunk and that kind of thing. Because my brain's just stuck. I've done a little bit of it. Settlement management. I've got lots of settlements. I've got like the supply lines, a couple of them have got shops set up because I got that perk. I should do more, but it's quite time absorbing. So, and usually I just go to settlement to dump my stuff and then go out on my next horrifying adventure. Oh, I had such a scary encounter. I went into the Museum of Witchcraft, and like the moment I walked in there to find this mangled body, I started like, there's gonna be a Deathclaw in there, isn't there? And I've heard there are ones that can be invisible, and it was a horrifying Deathclaw. I have no idea how I managed to get out of it alive. It almost killed my follower, poor Nick. But I managed to do it, and then I deliberately walked into another nest full of Deathclaws, settlement covered in Deathclaws, to put the stupid egg back. I'm like, oh, lawful stupid. Lawful stupid, that's me. But Valentine liked it, so... I ran away, as a little notice saying Valentine disliked that, but I put the egg back. Valentine liked that. But yeah, I've not done much of the settlement management, just because it... Like, I thought I would, I thought I'd really enjoy it, but it's a bit of a faff, to be honest. This doesn't feel quite right. I feel like I've done something wrong, but I can't figure out what. Little fat legs. Fat deer legs. Hey, Higgers! Apparently there's a crackling issue with my mic. I know about it, and I do not know how I can fix it. So, it's either cancel the stream forever, or learn to live with it. This is different from the pose that I've got in the reference, but I can't be bothered. It doesn't look. It's not a very Apollyon-y pose. Drawing is hard. Really hard. Now the leg looks better, so I might redo this one again. Oops, too far. Too far. Better. There we go, that's like slightly better. When I do lines, I might go back and fix some of this. That's what I always say, and then I hate myself. It's like, why didn't I fix this in the sketch? Past egg, why did you leave this to me? I hate you. No. Probably not. I was thinking about drawing Apollyon and his cohort at some point, but not today. Or at least not right now. Maybe in like, you know, another hour I might have changed my mind, but for now this is hard enough. I tried to draw Amanda once and it was so hard. I don't know why, I just got like... trying to draw a skeleton wearing a coat. And like the coat, okay, but then I have to remember that like, there's no flesh under it, and it was really hard to make it look right. Skeletons are hard. Don't know what animal skeleton would be. Yeah, you do, I guess. I don't want to bother you, but it does need a bit doing, since this is not session 54 and hasn't been for like, you know, 10 sessions. Where's the other arm? Oh yes, I was gonna have him glitter dusting, but I might change my mind. I don't know, I depend on how dumb it looks. Apollyon is a hard man to get right, because on one hand, he's an all-powerful necromantic sorcerer aristocrat, and on the other hand, he's a total goof at the same time. And it's really hard to get that balance of evil necromantic sorcerer and complete idiot at the right balance. I think almost everyone in our party's an idiot, apart from Glanvor, to a certain extent. We're all idiots in different ways, that's why we get along, I'd like to think. don't think that's quite as wide as the other one. No, I can fix that. That's pretty easy. I'm lazy, so I'll just, no, wait, cancel. There we go. Bump this down a little bit. Boop. Oh, another thing I did today, I saw Rogue One, finally. Pretty good. Not as good as any of the other Star Wars movies I've seen. I've not seen any of the prequels, though, so. Banvara is a straight man. Every comedic group needs a straight man. It's not funny otherwise. Apollo's just nuts anyway, even without that. He's just an idiot with a lot of dumb ideas that backfire on him every time, but he just keeps on going. Like, he never learns from his mistakes, ever. Okay, the face. This is the hardest part. How on earth do you do deer face? Or as I remember, I think I got stuck on this before. I might do a separate layer, so fine. Balk it up. You can more easily undo it. Do any of you have a favourite Apollyon moment? There are lots of good ones, but do you have a favourite Apollyon moment? I'm not sure what my favourite Apollyon moment is. This cult was a pretty good one. Okay, the eyes are like halfway up. Like here. And they are big and round because Animal Crossing. Give him like weird markings around his eyes, like dark ones, because we all know that he would have like really dark circles under his eyes. Yeah, the cult moment. That was a good one. Apollyon, what the hell? Oh no, round things. No, round things. Sokka is not the straight man of Avatar, though. I'm not sure there is a straight man in Avatar. It's probably Katara, to be honest. Not 100%, yeah. I'd like to think I'm very genre savvy. I can usually see a lot of things coming before they actually happen when it comes to media, but sometimes that means I am way off base. That's usually quite nice to be wrong. Also embarrassing if there's someone else around and I've blabbed my theories to them, like I'm utterly convinced that's what's going to happen. I've watched Supergirl and there was a couple of twists in that I did not see coming. Ah yes, the true identity of Hank Henshaw. Did not see coming. It was a good spoiler though. Yes, dear, yes, focus, drawing. Yes. Like the nose starts up here. It's probably a little bit fatter than that, but that's just that drawing. This is this drawing. Artistic license. I'm very full of lamb shanks. Not shanks, shoulder, whatever, same thing. Ooh, almost right, but not quite. If I move that across, try again. No, that's even worse than it was before. Drawing is hard. I do enjoy the lasso tool. It's the only reason I've ever got as far as I have is because of the lasso tool and Control Z. A lot of Control Z. I'm surprised there's not more wear on my control key. Most of like the wear is on like, you know, the vowels obviously, but the backspace had a lot of use as well, just looking at my keyboard. This laptop has had its better days though. I'm not really ready to get a new one. I've only had it for like a couple of years. I feel like I need to get at least another year or two out of it before I get a new one. I'm not gonna have the money anyway, but. Ah, there we go. That's like good enough, right? I might change with this one now. So picky. Yeah, close enough. It's gonna be like glitter dust, I'd imagine. Or how I imagine glitter dust to look anyway. I have no idea how I'm going to draw that, but that's a problem for when I get to it. Problem for future me. Yeah. Maybe I should just do it like still sparking and his little deer hoof, like he's about to fling it at someone. Oh, that's probably one of my favourite Polygon moments, when he glitter dusted himself. Because he rolled a natural 1 on concentration. That was funny. Good moments, man. Some good moments. I have no idea what kind of outfit he's going to be wearing. I might just draw his robe. Plain and simple. Like, all the other characters I've had, like, wearing actual clothes from the game, but you can make your own designs, obviously, and Apollon kind of likes the type, I guess. And that's just the markings, so what the actual eye is going to be. Oh, round things again. I'm not good at thinking in 3D. I can think in 2D very well, but thinking in 3D is beyond me. Oops. No, it's okay. Fixed it. Ugh, no, that doesn't work at all. Well, that bit worked, but drawing is hard. Why did I ever agree to this? It's because I wanted to keep you people entertained in the absence of PATHCO, which I miss dearly. Can't wait for PATHCO to be back again. No, none of it looks right. I need to do something about his hair. Like, most of them don't really have, in Animal Crossing, have, like, actual hair, but you can't have a Polygon without the hair. I mean, come on. Oh, I could even cover one of his eyes. That will solve all my problems. And it's kind of the emo. I don't know what his symbol looks like, but it's here-ish. It's brand, mark, thing. I'll probably make it up. Sorry, Mon, if you're here. There you go. That's what it looks like now. Okay, hair. I can feel myself wanting to draw something else. Yeah, I already had a horse though. And come on, he's got to be a deer. Buckhart? Come on. It's a no-brainer. No, I already done a horse. Sig was a horse. I take artistic license. I'm an artist, I can do what I want. Them's the rules. Grandma was a bear. I'll bring it up if you want. Bear Glan. A little bear. There are big bears and there are small bears. Bear Glan was a small bear. I'm quite pleased with that, considering how hard it would be to Animal Crossing if I tattooed ex-con dwarf. I think I did quite well. And I had Bird Dave as well. I might just do it like that. That works good enough anyway. I might merge those. Yay! It's not quite wavy enough, but again, artistic license. Oops, there we go. It must have been ages ago when I started this. It must have been when I was still playing Animal Crossing? No, it can't be that long ago. A while back, anyway. I look at other styles of doing Animal Crossing eyes that work. There was just a bit where we not got it coloured in. Might look better once I'm done with that, maybe. Take up more of the space, maybe. That's a bit better. Well, it's good enough anyway. As I said, drawing is really hard. Oops, that is part of the same layer. I did not realise that. Oh, just undo it. Sorry, I can't think of anything else to say. Have to give me something to talk about, dear chat. I'm out of water, that is fine. I don't think I'll go for the full 2 hours. I don't think I have the energy for that today. I might go until like 8 maybe? Maybe like 1/4 Yeah, that's good enough. Right now, clothes. Animal Crossing. Yes. That was a mistake, don't do that. There we go. So I actually have a tail, but you can't really see it from this angle on the drawing, so I might keep it that way. On the drawing as compared to the original art, words are also something which is quite hard. of you do anything interesting today with your Sundays? I didn't do very much, other than see Rogue One, as I mentioned. And that was pretty much it. Woke up, I had lunch, faffed around social media for like an hour, saw Rogue One, came back, faffed around social media for about 20 minutes, and I got sent out to get biscuits because my uncle turned up. I wasn't expecting him to. We needed biscuits to have with dessert, which I also had to make. I've not heard of that game, Lost Odyssey. Sounds very Grecian. I don't like this very much so far, but I'm just going to deal with that. Nah, no tail from this angle. What do opponents actually look like? I can't even remember. Something like this. You had that, no, wait, there was like, they met in the middle, but they had that weird band thing across with this family disco on. I probably went the other way now I think about it, but whatevs. Yeah, faffing. Sunday is very much a day for faffing. Ah, Final Fantasy. You do like your JRPGs, don't you, Haggers? I've always had trouble getting into them, but since Pokemon's coming tomorrow, I'll have to see if that will help me with my problem that I can't get into them. Ambulance. I got most of the way. Well, not most of it, but I got a significant way into both of the Chocobo games from Final Fantasy, but never the actual Final Fantasy ones. I never had any consoles that played them, so I had the first Chocobo dungeon on my DS, and that was quite fun. I got stuck at the boss battle at the end, but I remember I didn't understand it very much since I was like, 11, but I still played it. And I had the Chocobo second one on my Wii. I still have it, but I've not played it in a long time. That was a dungeon crawler, and those suit me a little bit better than like the average kind of JRPG. I don't think I've done recently. I finally finished, like, at least 6 years after first getting it, Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Almia. That game was made in 2008. I probably got it 2 years later, 2010, and I finally finished it. It was a very fun game. I enjoyed it quite a lot. The backwards and forwardsing was a bit of a pain. Like, first being in one place, then you have to go to the backwards again, then you have to go forwards again. It's a little bit less of a pain once you've got the ability to fly. But that's my main complaint with it. And the fact that the story is, super boring, like all Pokemon games. But I guess you don't really play a Pokemon game for the story. Because I played it through Shadow of Almia twice before. Once I really did not get far at all. Second time, I still can't remember how far I got through, because I thought, oh yeah, this is where I stopped playing. But then I'd get past that point in my third replay, the final one. I think, no, I remember this. Pokemon Y, yeah. I had Platinum, didn't get very far. I got to the third gym, the water one, and then I also had Silver? Maybe? Oh no, Pokemon White, that was what I had, and I got even less far in that. Maybe I should have replayed that instead of getting a new one, but like, got both of those games like after the hype had already died down, and I think that if my friends are still playing it, I might be able to get a bit further. Also, my sister has volunteered to do level grinding, because she's much more into that kind of thing than I am. Yeah, free Pokemon. The price has gone down massively. Like, it was like 46 quid at Christmas, but it was only 31 or 36 now. And just one of the reasons why I bought it with my own money rather than getting it as a present. Oh no. Maybe it'll turn up again one day when you're like 50. And I'm going to keep the outfit pretty simple, because otherwise it's going to get massively overcomplicated. I don't really feel like lining it today though, that's the problem, but what else is there for me to do now? I'll show you what else I'm working on. Oh no! Dang. That's a... well. I hope whoever found it had a good time with your Pokemon team. I'll show you the PATHCO thing I've been working on. I've been working on quite a few PATHCO things one way or another lately. Let's see. I'm sure I did have Amanda, I didn't get very far. There she is. How do you draw a skeleton wearing a coat? It's a mystery, man. I had no idea. I did not like this very much. London is the worst, I agree. I was thinking about the museums there. I love the London museums, but I hate London, so I was thinking about it because as you may know, chat, I volunteer at the museum and the gallery, which are two different buildings, very close together, run by the same people. And another museum, which is nearby, the Jane Austen Museum, which is at her house, about 10 minutes walk away from my house. We're looking for someone to work for them. And I thought, oh, that'd be cool. It's only once a week, minimum wage. Yeah, I might have to do that. If I redraw her, which I may do eventually, I'll probably do that. I can sort of imagine that she's not actually a skeleton. Other things I have buried in my PATHCO archives. I had this massive project where I was trying to draw Great Aunt Tilda's like living room where she would have told Dave all the stories, and I got pretty far, but then I realised I didn't like it very much, so I stopped. Which is a massive shame, because it was something which I'd not really done before, like having a interior background, like, you know, bricks and fireplaces and stuff. I've got a Gilhelm here. Golems, Great Aunt Tilda. Group portrait. That's what I was working on. Sig may already know about this since I was asking him about it. Here we go. I get rid of all the lines so you can see the sketch a bit more easy. Oops. It's a group. I was going to do another one in the same like position of Tilda's old adventuring group, with this being Tilda up here. And we've got the Bard, Robert Robertson in the middle. Tilda's best friend, Pyromancer, Elf, Sorcerer, Wizard, Dude, North. And then a couple of ones which are on the right there that Ag was telling me about that I don't really know. The random metal as hell dwarf barbarian and mysterious figure with a shotgun, who I think Ag will let us know more about in the future, maybe? But I'm quite pleased with the way the lining's going anyway, but I haven't done much more because I got to North's hands and I was like, oh, I don't want to do a hand today. I hate drawing hands so much. The good thing about hands is that they're quite easy to get references for. Like, if I need a reference for a hand, I will stand up, turn on my webcam, take a photo of my hand, and then use that. Which I've done for literally every single hand you can see in this picture, apart from that one, which I improv'd, which you probably shows. Young Tilda was pretty fun. And I was quite a handful, but I don't know why she did so well. Yeah, it's mysterious. Well, mine's Aturius. Do I have anything else I can show you buried within? Oops. It's frozen. There we go. That's a very big file, so it makes sense that it froze for a bit there. I just Tilda's house. I guess I can show you how far. I'm probably never going to come back to this because I didn't like it very much, but I got quite far. There she is. Great Artilda. If I get rid of this stuff behind so you can see her a bit better. Oop. I was like super pleased with like the background stuff, but I've since discovered SketchUp, I think it's called. Yeah, SketchUp, the Google thing. Yeah, Artificer, I heard about that. Never been my kind of thing. Class, but I would find it fun to play alongside one, perhaps. Thing is, like, I've run out of steam, but I don't want to end so abruptly, but I don't know what else to do. I'm really not in the mood for lining, that just takes too much effort, with the way I line anyway. Playtest, huh. That does sound really interesting. My favourite D&D stream, other than PATHCO obviously, High Rollers. Which is the one that the EGGSTREME do, but, like, none of the people that people think of when they say EGGSTREME are in it, which is possibly why I like it so much. Artificer, yeah, you should do that, that'd be way cool. Your DM will have no idea what to do. I think a player should live to confuse the DM, and a DM should live to terrify the player. Which I'm hoping to do when I DM. I was saying, oh, I should do like a really, like, you know, something that none of them would see coming, something really horrifying, they'd never expect from me, but then Jack talked me into setting it on Skur, which is Dave's home island, aka the island full of halflings, which is, it's very me. But hopefully I can sneak in some surprises, and it's continuing in the tradition of when there's a guest DM, their module is kind of about their character, but not focusing on that character, if it makes any sense. Like when Mon did one. Yeah, Mon Hexic. I'm so looking forward to seeing Sigmund and Apollyon in an island full of halflings. It's gonna be so good. What was I saying about DMing? No, lost my train of thought now. Yeah, it's gone. I can't remember what I was talking about. If you could go back to like 20 seconds ago and replay that part of the stream, I will continue where my train of thought left off. I could try to stop. I'll make the things anyway. I'm glad they added a folder function to for Alpaca. I mean, it was like last year, but I'm still glad it's here. Oops. I've managed to get a burst of energy for doing lines. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. Modules. That, like, when Mon did his first module, it was about Apollyon and his family, but not directly about Apollyon. And like now we're doing this one, which is about us trying to find Sigmund and about Sigmund's backstory, but it's not entirely about Sigmund. And I'm hoping that that's what my module will be about. It's about Dave's island and his family, sort of, but it's not about Dave. So, spoilers? Not really. Honestly, I don't really know much that I could tell you at this point that would be a spoiler, because I don't really know what I'm doing, to be honest. I need to look up some monsters. I've got one really horrifying one I want to put in there, because it's so horrible and I love it. I want to find a way of squeezing in some monsters that I've been waiting to pop up for ages and they haven't. But I do find, like, going onto the wiki and, like, looking for monsters via terrain, for example, that I find that helps a lot. Like, I can imagine saying, oh wow, this monster can do this thing, oh that'd be really cool to see Apollyon try new spells against, or that kind of thing. I find that really helps me, so I'll probably do that soon. But of course there's the bestiary is huge, so I don't really know what kind of terrain I'm looking at the moment. Because there aren't any monsters on Sker. Heads up, there are no monsters on Sker at all. Closest they've got is like crotchety old granddad lives on the other side of the island. Have you got any ideas for your module, Haggers? Because you're meant to be coming next, aren't you? So maybe if I end up having more of a module than you do, maybe we could swap so you could have a bit more time if you wanted. Yes, lines. Where is it? This the right one? Yes. I cannot remember what line size I was using. Hooray. I used to be in the habit of like writing down what line thickness I was using, but I've stopped doing that for some stupid reason. Not that thick. Let's go down to 8. A bit thicker than that, I think. Yeah, let's go with 9. Yeah, procrastinating. Well, to continue in the theme, you should do one which is indirectly about Glanvar. He's got loads of interesting things in his backstory that could come to the surface, I'm sure. Oops. Whereas, like, Dave is the least interesting backstory ever. That's kind of why I like him, though. I like that he's called Dave in a world where people are called Sigmund and Napoleon and Glanvar. And I like that his backstory is so boring. Yeah, it's when you have ideas, but like when it comes down to actually putting them into a practical thing that other people can interact with, it's like, what? Well, maybe it's not people owing him something. Maybe he disappears off, and then a week later, some people come through town, Riverton, saying, yeah, we're looking for this old friend of ours, Glanvar, don't suppose you've seen him anywhere, and then it's up to the party to try and track him down before they do, for example. Yeah, so it's like, me thinking, it's like, when I'm doing my module, I can't, without Dave there, I cannot rely on anyone, apart from maybe Thyra, maybe Sigmund, to do the right thing, to do a good thing. To do something selfless. I don't think, well, Polyon certainly wouldn't. Glanvar's just too true neutral. He does whatever's the least amount of effort, as far as I can tell. I've dropped my tablet pen. Ooh, that'd be fun. Oh, that'd be, if you could do something different, if you're only good at murder mysteries, you could have Glanvar being arrested for a crime he didn't commit, and then it's up to the party to try and prove his innocence. To go out and find the actual culprit, which is maybe someone who used to know, maybe it's someone completely different. Murder mysteries are really hard to write, though. I love them so much, but every time I've tried to write one, usually as part of an Ace Attorney fanfic, I just get stuck. Like, almost instantly. Like, I know who did it, and I know how they did it, and I know why they did it. But then it's, like, not making it immediately obvious. Prison Break, that'd be fun. Well, how morally grey do you think our party is? It's quite grey. Like, with my idea, I'm gonna snag people in by having, you know, help. Also, there's some money involved. That's always a good way to get people. We're Apollyon. Well, if we were going to spring Glanvar for prison and we thought / knew he was genuinely innocent, Dave might. I don't know. Dave is a massive goody two shoes, though. You just gotta like brainstorm. Like, this is the kind of scenario where I would get out a massive bit of paper and do an enormous mind map. That's really the right thickness. Oh, it's a bit too thick. I don't know. It's fine. It's hard coming up with ideas, and then like I came up with a massive. Yeah, that's the problem. Like normally I'd go, "Hey Jack, I've got this idea," but I can't tell him because he's gonna be in it. I've got my sister, so maybe she can help me since she has actually got more DM experience than I have at this point. Even though I was technically the one who got her into D&D, because I nagged her to watch High Rollers, and then she did. And then she asked to watch PATHCO, so she did that as well. So she said that she now associates like PATHCO with her art GCSE. Like, if she'd work to catch up with, she'd put PATHCO on in the background, and then watch/listen to that as she's like drawing a ultra high definition fly in Biro or whatever. That's like the only immediate thing I can think of that she drew. I'm sure she drew something else as well, but off the top of my head. Oops. Yeah, maybe if you could find someone else, like maybe one of your other D&D friends, maybe they'd want to help. I think that's the problem with having multiple DMs, is that it's hard to follow. It's hard for us, like whoever's DMing anyway, to put in other characters' backstories or things like that, because if you ask them, then they know that's what's going to be in it, and then it feels like spoilers. So it's a toughie. That's better. It's not perfect, but good enough. Anyway, I'm like, once I've actually got a proper grasp on what the hell I'm doing, I think I should have fun. I think I'll either find improving really easy or really hard, but I'm looking forward to like trying out my voices again. It's been ages since I've done like proper voices. Like I don't normally do it when I'm doing Dave, at least not properly, because it's just kind of a bit too much effort to do it for your own character. But I used to be really good at doing different voices back in the day. Accents not quite so much, but like different pitches and like tones I could do quite well. Because as I think I've mentioned before, I played the entire Ace Attorney series, including Investigations through, with my sister, and I voiced every single character. I read out every single line, which was not good for my poor throat. But I didn't normally push it too hard. Like the only voice I remember finding really quite difficult was Manfred von Karma. Very deep, very German, very hard. I love doing Franziskas though. Yeah, it's that kind of thing that's usually like one thing. Like I said, with me, I'm hoping that some will want to go because they're good people, and then the others will go because there's been promise of money, treasure. Money and treasure. And for the sake of goodness. That generally gets most people hooked in. Oof. Yeah, I think my idea of like planning a little bit and then seeing what the party are doing at the end of that particular session, then planning accordingly. That's probably what I'm going to have to do, because otherwise I'm not sure I could even write it. Like at the moment I've got 2 halves planned, and the second half should be much more straightforward. But I've got no idea how the party's going to get to that point. And if I come up with ideas for them to get to that point, there's nothing guaranteeing they're actually going to take that route there anyway. It's gonna be a bit like last module Jack did, like one half open world, sandboxy kind of thing, and then the other half is more of a dungeon. And hopefully I can design a good dungeon. I don't know, I'll have to like replay some Zelda games. Get some inspiration going. So anything that I can't feasibly put into the first half is definitely gonna crop up in the second. Thanks, Eggers. I probably try and screw around PATHCO quite a bit, but I'm not naturally malicious, that's the problem. I have to try and dig back to, like, when I was younger, when I was like a mid-teen, I really quite enjoyed, like, trolling. Not in, like, a nasty way, like, it's generally associated with the word troll these days, but, like, teasing. In a fun way. Nothing, like, nothing long-lasting, but just stuff which was mildly annoying. I used to really love doing that. Back when I was, like, an admin on a Minecraft server. I used to always subtly mess around with people, and I had a lot of fun doing that. After I try and call back to those days, resurrect that version of myself, and then turn up to 20. This line's a bit easier, this kind of brush is a bit easier to draw with than my normal line. Which I'll break out in a minute for the details. But as I said, I might not go on for much longer. My brain's all over the place today. Mostly my head's occupied with Fallout 4 music. Mostly Atom Bomb Baby, which is my sister's favourite, and one I don't know the name of, but it's about some girl called Evelyn with an accent. Bagman. Wavy hair. Wavy deer hair. Deers of hair. It's weird how, like, lots of animals are, like, super common in the UK that I've just never seen. Like, I think I've seen a deer, like, maybe once. Even though I live in the country. There's loads of woods and stuff nearby. I've been for walks in those woods multiple times, but I've still never seen a deer. Well, that's not quite true. I've seen deers in, like, fields and on National Trust property, but it doesn't feel quite the same. Like, seeing one unexpectedly, anyway. I think I've only ever seen a fox once, for example, and there's got to be hundreds of thousands of those in this country. I might have seen a badger for about 2 seconds when I was 10, maybe. I'm still not quite sure. It was very late for a 10-year-old. Lining is hard. More wave. Less wave. Yeah, I think I like that more than how it was before, so. Aww. Baby badgers. Maybe anything is cute apart from baby birds and insects. Baby versions of things that are already quite sweet or adorable, apart from birds. Oh, even then, wading birds and water birds, those are adorable when they actually hatch. All the other kind of birds are horrible. Yeah, but I've only ever seen like one alive fox. I've seen plenty that have been roadkill, Or once memorably, horribly, at least 1 and 3 babies were flattened on a railway, but I've not seen many alive ones, which is very sad. Almost correct. Yeah, I've got Adam on baby in my head. I know, it was really sad. Well, it was at least 1. I didn't really look long enough to see how many other babies have been squashed. Survival of the fittest. Babies that know not to walk onto railway tracks are the ones that are going to breed. Never seen a pine marten either, but those are pretty rare, I think, in this country anyway. And of course there are loads of birds I've not seen, but I'm not a massive bird watcher. Like, I think I know more birds than the average person does, but nowhere near as much as the average bird person does, if you get me. One thing that's quite cool is that where I live there are loads of red kites, which are apparently really rare in the rest of the country. Whereas, you know, it's not that unusual to look out my window and see this huge bird of doom floating over the house. Apparently there was some like conservation effort a few years back, which like actually worked really well. So there's some good news in this post-Brexit world. Red kites on the rise. I've seen quite a lot of like birds of prey up close because there's a bird conservation thing nearby. It's basically like a zoo but for birds of prey specifically, which is really cool actually. Saw my very first secretary bird there, and I love secretary birds, they are so cool. It demonstrated how they could ninja kick a snake into submission. How can you not love a bird that does that? I remember seeing way back when Portal AU, that was birds, and GLaDOS was a secretary bird. Which works in 2 different ways, because of course GLaDOS was Carolyn, who was a literal secretary. And McCabe Johnson was a kookaburra. Chell was a falcon, and Wheatley was a budgie. But Budgie Wheatley was the best part. I'm quite proud of these antlers. Antlers are quite hard to draw, but I think I did quite well. Even if I don't really like the rest of this drawing very much. I think my favourite is probably still Bird Clan, and Bear Clan even. Then Sigmund Horse, then Bird Dave. Another good thing about sending everyone to Skirt is that it's full of riding dogs. That's like the #1 way for halflings to get around, is either a riding dog or a pony and cart. Pony trap, that's the word I was looking for, pony trap. The other good thing about antlers is they don't need to be complete symmetrical, because antlers very rarely are in real deer anyway. Maybe in like reindeer it's a bit more symmetrical, I have no idea. How are we looking? Only very slightly dodgy. Whoops, I'll finish doing these big outside lines. Actually, no, wait, I've already finished doing the big outside lines. Okay. I'll move on to the thin. Too much thicker than that. Just go with 8 pixels. Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah. And the stream hasn't been like super exciting. I'm not very good at streaming yet, and I'm not the most charismatic person anyway. But I've managed to get quite a lot of drawing done, like a lot more than I thought I would. So there's that. I just remember that his robe's got like a weird... I can't remember, it's been a while since I've seen a picture of Apollyon. Like a full body picture of Apollyon anyway. I will consult later on. Oh, thanks, I guess. I'll probably call it pretty soon and then finish this off either next stream, which will probably be next Sunday since Mon and Jack are super busy with exams for the next month. Or next 2 weeks anyway. Anything else I could do? None of the ears, and then that'll probably be it. My voice is starting to go as well, so best to give that a rest. There we go, getting there. Probably tweak that muzzle a little bit. It's a bit... Oh, I should write down 8. And also 8. Okay. Now I'll remember for next time what the width of these lines was. And you can... Let's look at the others again. Let's back on. Bird Dave. Very yellow, very bird. It's a bit of a weird thing how there's birds, but also birds. There's owls and owls as well. Like there's owls as in the kind that run the museum, and Animal Crossing is also an owl that sits on the notice board, which is like an average owl, like not a person owl. Alright, there's Sigmund. There we go. That is the lineup so far. Artistic license abound. Dodgy deer. Dodgy deer. sorry, Apollyon. I do enjoy the contemplative look on Beglan's face. And then once I'm done with Dear Apollyon, I think I will do Goat Thyra. And then that'll be everyone, unless I feel like doing the others. I might do Gilhelm, but as a human. Because I've seen in other Animal Crossing AUs, I think I might mention before, like if there's an animal character and everyone else has been turned into an animal person, the animal character gets turned into a human. In the style of Animal Crossing, obviously. That'd be quite fun to do with like Gilhelm, I guess. It'd just be a dude with that massive big helmet on and like really tattered. Thyra's a goat because she's really stubborn and hot-headed, and goats pull Thor's chariot. Tang Nost and Tang Grisny, specifically. Which is Tooth Grinder and Gat Tooth, something like that. I can't remember the exact translation. I thought she'd be the goat or a sheep. Like a really stubborn sheep, but I think a goat fits her better. Anyway, thank you for coming. This short stream. Hope it filled your PATHCO evening with slightly more joy than it would have been otherwise. yes, since we're not a joke here. In that case, I will be around in text, Skype, obviously, if anyone feels like talking. If not, stream next week, probably. You could all use the opportunity to rewatch PATHCO. Maybe. So yeah, see you. Thanks for coming. Bye.